by asking you a few questions just about your experience with Williams Group. You can talk for as long or as short as you want, so
Okay.
get that out of the way. So the first question I have for you is, what was the biggest issue that initially kind of brought you to Williams Group, and what made you give us a call?
Initially, when we started with Williams Group was, through referral of other people, and so we could grow our practice. We were kind of having growing pains, and we were referred by other people to allow us to, get the right tools to kind of hopefully go the right direction and hopefully grow our practice, which they definitely helped us do.
So were you just looking to kind of grow your patient base, or your revenue per patient, or your
Just
net
the whole
income?
practice in general, yeah.
Okay.
We definitely wanted to grow the practice, wanted to have, we kind of hit like glass ceiling type situation, and they really helped us kind of make plans for the future and obviously the things that were needed, at the time, but also to make, have those tools to kind of work into the, I think I don't know, to get, just into the future type things and try to grow the practice.
Okay.
So.
I just realized that I don't have the mic plugged in on this side, so I'm switching back and forth. So
Okay.
there we go. No, we're fine. It should still have picked you up. It's just sounds
Okay.
a little better with the mic. So as far as you worked with Kirk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what were some of the things that Kirk had you maybe working on, focusing on? What were some of the ways that he was able to help you in the consulting relationship?
I think Kirk has been great. The biggest thing that he's been in the situation before, in practice himself, and he's able to take, I think, some of that knowledge and those skills he had and being able to help us out, practically with that in our practice. Whether we were starting out, trying to grow even into other projects. We've had a new building that we've built, and Kirk's been able to help us even take that larger type of capacity and continue to grow it. If we had other special projects, we've kind of asked him to be on board. And I think that experience that Kirk has had, through those situations, he's been able to help us out and use those for that.
Awesome. As far as results that you've seen, maybe like kind of what your gross income was to what it is once it was when you started working with Williams Group, or your revenue per patient, how we helped that grow. I know you said you opened a new building.
Well, I've been a client for a long time, and we really feel like we're part of the team or their family, the Williams family, as they put it, and it has been significant. Along the growth of our practice from when we started out to when we had maybe projects to grow it past the new building to even now, in that kind of practice life cycle that we're in right now, we're kind of in that situation where we want to grow it even more. And so there's no doubt we've seen the growth from the revenue per patient increase. I would feel like we're probably on the upper end of the revenue per patient and for production we do, and we can definitely, thank Williams for that. Give us the tools to do that.
Great. What about time off, quality of life, maybe more family time or time with friends, time to do the hobbies that you enjoy? Has working with Williams Group kind of helped you? Yeah,
they've easily, facilitated being able to have those things you kind of want to have outside the practice, time-wise with your family and otherwise. And so, I've been able to kind of maintain that, again, with the growth thing, that's kind of changing because we have grown things, but that's always hard to juggle. But, I've always been able to maintain probably that, significant 3 days that I'm able to actually see patients and work, and maybe that fourth, what we call a medical day, and still been able to keep that. I haven't had to change that, so that's been nice. But again, with the growth, that's what we're looking to hopefully re-gear some of that stuff and change some of that.
Okay. What about managing your staff? I know we're touching on it a little bit even here at the Summit, but has Williams Group been able to help with that? And maybe also in what you've heard so far at the Summit, do you feel like you're getting some good material?
Yeah, this is one area I don't even know if you guys will probably take this and want to produce it later, but that's one of the areas I really struggle in. And so, You know, I've always kind of used, you know, Williams, and whether it be Tom or it be Kirk or Sheila or the people that we know personally, that, you know, I've called them, and they're kind of like an extension of my practice, and been able to kind of communicate with them and ask them, because I struggle in this area of managing people. So definitely here at the Summit to try to grow and get better at doing that, and hopefully make some positive changes.
Do you feel like you struggle more with, you know, letting your employees get away with too much, or just with managing conflict, or?
I'm horrible at managing people, so, you know, they're talking in there about change, and it's hard to change. It's hard to make, you know, positive changes. So I'm hoping, taking from this, you know, and actually bring in another, you know, staff member, to be able that we can both team member, our coordinator, and we can go back, implement it, and make a big difference. And so, again, not good. That's the part I'm not good at. So,
Well,
so that's what we're here for. Yeah, hopefully so. We'll kind of make it happen.
Do you feel like so far you're hearing some good stuff as far as?
Yeah, it's been great. Yeah, definitely some stuff. I think always the challenge is being able to take it. You know, I think Williams always provides those kind of tools and these opportunities. You know, and they always tell you too that it's hard to go and implement those. But that's the beauty of having, you know, Williams on board, is they'll help you implement that, and hopefully help you succeed and move forward.
Great. Okay, so my last question would just be, as far as if there was a doctor that called you and said, hey, we're thinking about working with Williams Group, you know, what do you have to say about them? What would you suggest? What would you tell them?
You know, and if they're new, I mean, definitely worth the investment, because I went through that whole thing myself. You know, is it something really I want to do? Seems like a huge investment, but there's no doubt the time, the investment money-wise, and everything we've spent with Williams has way paid for itself over and over again, and it continues. Even when we, you know, come up with, you know, extensions of what we do with them. You know, it's always been worth the investment, time and money-wise.
Great. Well, that's all I got.
That's hard.